Today we're going to be operating the Ec021, and whenever you have a new machine, after you do your initial assembly, meaning you've attached your hose and made sure it's all tight and everything is ready to go, you want to first take your gun and leave the tip off in this initial stage. What we're going to do is we're going to start by flushing the machine, and we'll flush the pump first. And before you begin, you prepare 3 buckets. You've got your paint bucket, and your solvent bucket, or water in this case, because it's water-based paint, and also your waste bucket. And what we'll do to start is we first bring our pressure to the minimum, and then we're going to separate the drain hose from the suction hose. And then the drain hose will go into the waste bucket, and the suction hose will go into the water bucket, or solvent bucket. Now we make sure our priming valve is open, which means sticking out like that. And then you turn the machine on. It'll come out, it's nice and clean. It looks good. Now we'll continue and flush our gun as well. So you'll trigger the gun and close the priming valve. Don't release the trigger if you feel pressure. So without releasing the gun, we turn it off. So we put our suction tube into the paint, and we'll keep our drain tube in the waste bucket. Now we're going to prime the pump with paint first, and then after that we'll prime the lines. So we'll start by opening our priming valve, and again we're going to keep our pressure at the minimum, and then we're going to prime the pump. So we're going to watch the drain tube until paint starts to come out, and then we're going to start priming the gun. Okay, now we've got paint coming. Now the pump is primed, and now our next step is to prime the lines. So we're going to close the priming valve. We're going to trigger the gun and keep it triggered the whole time without letting it go. And we're going to run the pump and watch the gun until paint starts coming out. We know we are primed. Okay. Now we're going to place the drain tube into the paint bucket. And now we're going to mount the tip to the gun. All right, here we have our tip and our seat and our tip guard. And what we're going to do is, first we insert our seat into the tip guard. So you can see this has this little end on there, and that's what it's for. It's for helping you to put the seat into the tip guard. And you can see we'll sort of line it up and insert the seat. And now the seat is in. And now all we do is we take our tip and we push it all the way home. And you can see the tip can only go one of 2 ways. You can turn around backwards like this for cleaning it by blowing it backwards out, or you can, a normal spraying is turned around toward the front. And there will always be a tag on the tip telling you what size it is. This is a 5/17. And now all we do is we mount the tip onto our gun. Normally we mount it in this orientation. And make sure it's all the way in and facing all the way forward. You never want to use your tip any other position other than all the way forward or all the way back. Never try to operate it like that. It'll just have nowhere to go. So you put it in your forward position, make sure it's lined up, and your tip is ready to go. Make sure your gun is always locked when you're not actually spraying. We're going to set the pressure, and we're going to turn it on. Alright? And then we'll just unlock the gun, and then we'll try and see the result, and then we'll keep adjusting until we get the result we want. Is adjusted. You don't want the pressure any higher than you need it to be, so just adjust it according to conditions. And now we're going to talk about how to depressurize the system, because this is around 3,000 psi. It's very dangerous, so how can we safely relieve the pressure? It's very important to know, to always keep the gun locked when you're not using it, and to know how to relieve pressure. So here's what we do. To relieve the pressure, first we turn the machine off, and then we can slowly open the priming valve to release all the pressure in the system. And we'll slowly open it. And there our pressure is relieved. Okay, first I make 100% sure that this is depressurized. And then I will remove my tip and tip guard. Put in the flushing fluid, we can rinse them out and clean them. And the first thing we want to do is we want to reclaim the paint. This very long line is filled with paint, and you don't want to just waste it, so we reclaim it. It's probably close enough. Okay, lift it up a little bit. That's right now. Okay, that's good. So we release all the pressure. Into the waste bucket. Now we trigger our gun, close the priming valve, and turn the machine on. Now let's start to turn water in. We're going into the waste bucket. Now we're just going to clean all of our filters. We'll get our inlet strainer, make sure that's clean. It actually looks pretty good. Clean that off. And we can clean our tip guard. And our tip. Put our hand guard. Make sure that's clean. And now we've got a clean machine.